Hi folks, it's Dave Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle. Trying something a little bit different. We're going to start doing the videos outside. The year has not been kind to me, as many of you can probably attest. I haven't been making videos as often as I should. The year has not been kind to me. I'm hoping that with the advent of the new year, with the entrance of the new year, today is July 1st or January 1st, 2024. With the entrance of the new year, I'm hoping that things can get a little bit better. Over the past year, I did get put on day shift as a day shift captain. Main reason I got put on day shift was because the day shift captain before me promoted. Congratulations, Major Simmons. So yeah, that was kind of a new thing in my life, being put on day shift. Since I've been put on day shift, I'm not gonna lie, it feels like I stuck my head in a blender. It's got to be the busiest shift I have ever worked on. Things tend to go south, and they tend to go south pretty regularly, because inmates are inmates, and they're not going to stop being inmates just because I'm the day shift captain. I've come to realize that. I'm accepting it and getting over myself. I fell off the wagon with my weight loss. Completely fell off the wagon. I am no longer able to wear 42 waist pants. I was getting to where I could wear 40, and I am no longer able to do so. So I fell off the wagon. It happens. I've been told by the people that I work with that I stress eat, and that's okay. I didn't know that I stress ate. And when I do stress eat, my sweet tooth is horrible. That's all I want is sweets. That's all I want is chocolate, candy bars, and anything I can get a hold of that's sweet. That's all I want. And for a type 2 diabetic to feel that way is counterproductive, putting it mildly. So on top of that, my father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and that added stress to my life. So things just didn't go quite like I would have wanted them to go. However, I'm in the gym. I never left the gym, but I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym often. I'm not going to say constant, because it's not constant, it's often. I'm in the gym often. When I lost all the weight, I was in the gym constantly, but I came to realize that an hour and a half to 2 hours of cardio with an hour and a half gym session, that took up a whole lot of my time. And when you're on day shift, you don't have that kind of time to throw in the gym. Combine that with a rotten diet, and you gain weight, and you gain it pretty quick. But the job itself, I've gotten acclimated to day shift now. It's busy. It's busy as all get out. I am in the process of instilling some give a shit back in my staff, because a lot of them don't have it. And that's okay, because I didn't have it for a long time either. And life is what caused me to not have it. Incidentally, if you hear an alarm go off, it's a camera that I got on the front porch, since the porch pirate got me for a couple of gas cans with some gas, and it will go off when it senses movement. And since I'm on the porch, it senses me as movement, and it will go off. I apologize in advance for that. But I just wanted to address the followers that I have. For some reason, everybody seems to think that I'm worthy of following, and I appreciate that. I do. I think that's fantastic. Thank you very much for thinking enough about me and what I have to say to follow me. I think that is fantastic. That being said, though, I've been in the Department of Corrections for 30 years. I've been in the field of corrections for 30 years, and I still learn. I still learn stuff every single day. So, never stop learning. If you go into corrections, go in with an open mind. Your mind needs to be a sponge. It needs to grab all the information that you can grab, okay? In our business, the business of corrections, and I'm not even going to say law enforcement because I've never worked on the streets of law enforcement. I've never worked as an actual law enforcement officer. I've never had to carry a gun and depend on it to save my life. I've never had arrest authority. I've never had to chase somebody through a neighborhood where all of his friends are, not knowing where the guns are. That's not my job. That's not what I do. That's not what a correctional officer does. Correctional officer, after the judicial process is taken, you get the police officers to arrest a suspect on the street. They gather evidence. They present it to the district attorney or the state attorney or whatever attorney they're going to. That person files charges. They arraign the defendant. They go to court, or they do some kind of plea bargaining, or I don't even know how that process works, but they go through the judicial system and they end up coming into the Department of Corrections as a convicted felon. And it is that point where we get involved. And it is not our job to punish them. It is not our job to administer punishment to them. The fact that they are in our custody is their punishment. So that is where I am. We work in corrections. We are part of the law enforcement community. We are part of the law enforcement family, but we are often looked down upon because of our role. And it's not that the police officers are looking down on us. It's not that the detectives are looking down. I'm sure that the people in some of them television shows that I watch on a regular basis would think that correctional officers are all evil. We're all in it with the inmates. We're all doing bad stuff. We're committing crimes just as much as the inmates do. We're getting the inmates to help us do it. That's not us. That's not what we do. Okay. We're depicted that way a lot in television, but we're not those people, okay? Our job is to make sure that the inmates that are in our charge stay in our charge until such time as they reach the end of their sentence and get to go home. So that being said, I understand that in 30 years, I have learned a lot. And I have 7 more to go. My drop ends in 7 years. I am done in 7 years. 7 years, I'll buy a house with the money I'm getting out of the drop program. I will move down to Central Florida, and I will live the rest of my life happy as a clam, hopefully never having to work again. But while I'm in the department, I've all but given up on making major. I don't think it's going to happen. I've been drowning in the majors pool. Hang on, car's going by. Alarm's going to go off. Maybe it's not. Okay. I've been drowning in the pool to make major for the past 5-6 years. I can't even remember how long. It's been a long time, though, that I've been in the pool for major. I haven't been selected yet. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But I've resigned myself that I am not going to be a major. Therefore, taking advice from the assistant regional director that came to visit, he told an officer in my presence, he told an officer, you should go as high as you can in the Department of Corrections. But if you don't have any aspirations or don't have the ability to go as high as you can in the Department of Corrections, you should be the best correctional officer that your institution has ever seen. So I'm taking it upon myself to be the very best captain that my institution has ever seen. I am going to do things the right way. I'm going to follow the rule book that we have, the policies and procedures. I'm going to do everything I can to be the very best captain that Century Correctional Institution has ever had. I have a long way to go. I have big shoes to fill. I've known some of the best captains in the Department of Corrections at Century Correctional Institution. Some of them went on to fill huge roles. One of them is currently a warden. One of them is a retired warden. These people were amazing. Some of them lost their way, lost their jobs. Some of the captains that people used to love to work for are actually inmates now that they've retired. That's not going to be me. I'm not going to do that. I have a very high set of morals for myself, a very high set of living standards for myself, and I'm going to follow them. But I am going to be proactively the best captain that I can be at Century Correctional Institution. And I challenge everybody watching this, if you're a corrections professional, I think what the assistant regional director said speaks truth. Go as high as you can. But if you don't want to, or you can't, whatever role you are currently sitting in, be the best there is at that role. If everybody strives to either advance their career or to be the best where they are at what they do, we won't have problems. We just won't have problems. They won't exist. And last, I'm going to leave you with something that that one of the guys that I follow on YouTube, IFBB Pro Seth Feroce, says on a regular basis. And I firmly believe in this. Hang on. There we go. I firmly believe in this. He has the slogan up on the gym at his house, at his business. He's Pumptown, USA. He's got the slogan up on his wall. It says, "We don't have problems. We just have more work to do." Century Correctional Institution, understand, you don't have problems. You just have more work to do. Florida Department of Corrections in general, understand, you don't have problems. You just have more work to do. And it's time to get to work. Folks, this is Dave Smith, Correctional Officer Lifestyle. That's all I got for this video. As always, I'm going to end. I'm not going to change because of the new year. I'm going to end with domestic violence awareness, folks. If you know the victim or you are the victim of a domestic violence situation, 1-800-799-SAFE. 1-800-799-7233. That is a domestic violence hotline. Call those people. They have the tools, abilities, and resources and are willing to help the victims of domestic violence. If you know the aggressor in a domestic violence situation, remember to say something to somebody. Don't write in there like a knight in shining armor. You might just end up being one of his victims or her victims. Okay? Tell somebody. Get somebody else involved. The worst thing that you can do is nothing. And by God, if you are the aggressor in a domestic violence situation, there is help for you too. The very first thing you got to do is admit that you need that help, and the second thing you got to do is ask for it. That help might come with a little bit of pain attached to it, but in the end, in the long run, it's going to help you, okay? As always, you like the content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notification when I post new videos, and hit me with some comments. Let me know what you're thinking. This is Dave Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle. I'll see you guys in the next video.